Welcome back. The Chief Executive Officer of Algoma Steel has asked Prime Minister Mark Carney to immediately engage with U.S. President Donald Trump on steel tariffs. The plea came after the company swung to a loss in its first quarter amid challenging conditions. We're joined now by that CEO, Michael Garcia, Chief Executive Officer at Algoma Steel. Michael, thank you very much for joining us. You met with Prime Minister Mark Carney on the campaign trail just a few days, I understand, before the federal election. What can you tell us about your meeting with the Prime Minister?
Well, I think the Prime Minister, it really was an honor to host him here during the last days of the campaign. He made it very clear what he saw as the priorities for Canada and the strategic role that a vibrant and healthy steel industry in Canada plays in all the opportunities and all of the priorities facing the nation of Canada. And I think looking forward, I just hope that he continues to place and recognize the emphasis of a steel industry for dealing with all the challenges that Canada is facing.
He spoke in Ottawa today at some length about his approach to talking with Donald Trump. I don't know if you were watching or not. It went on for more than half an hour or so. He said there are two priorities for this first face-to-face with Donald Trump. One is the tariff issue, and he'll make it clear. He said the tariffs have got to go. The second is a broader conversation about the relationship between the two countries. So this is a table setter. This is the beginning of surely a series of negotiations. Over what period of time might you expect progress from Canada's point of view on steel tariffs?
Well, we certainly hope it'll be measured in months, not years. We would hope that after the meeting on Tuesday that a timeline is announced that gives us some understanding of what our expectations can be around the progress when the talks will start in detail and when the two parties might be hoping to resolve what the current or what the future trade relationship will look like going forward.
Have you been rerouting sales or redirecting sales, I should say, to non-U.S. buyers to try and avoid the tariff hit?
We've been attempting to. The challenge and most of our business in the U.S. that we have remained with and that we continue to pay tariffs on is really our contractual business. We've directed all of our spot business and all of our opportunities for growth and new business into the Canadian market. The challenge is that the Canadian market is oversupplied with steel. And really, that's our key concern. If the relationship with the U.S. and our access to the U.S. market is going to be significantly off the table for a matter of time, we really have to focus on the domestic market. And there's so much opportunity in the domestic market because we're going to be building infrastructure, we're going to be building defense, we're going to be building pipelines, ships. That's all great for Canadian steel, but right now there is too much foreign steel because of global overcapacity in the Canadian market. There's very little tariffs and protection on the Canadian market, and that's our biggest concern right now while we get the U.S. relationship back to whatever the future state is going to look like.
That has been a complaint of the Canadian steel industry for many, many years. Would I be correct in saying that there's too much cheap steel coming into the country from abroad?
It has. And when the Canadian steel industry had zero tariff access to the U.S. industry, it wasn't an existential threat, so to speak. But if we're not going to be part of a free traded North American steel market, if the U.S. is going to break that relationship going forward, and the U.S. market is going to be really not accessible to us, then we have to have a strong domestic market that is protected from the global oversupply of steel.
You say you're confident, the company's confident, you speak for the company, and you say in the company's most recent earnings release, we believe we're positioning Algoma to become a strategic force in North American steel for decades to come. And one thing you point to specifically is your shift to EAF steelmaking. Explain to us what that is and why it's so important to Algoma.
Sure. So EF steelmaking will increase our steel capacity by 700,000 tons a year. That's roughly 30%. It'll drop our carbon emissions from 4 million tons of CO2 emissions per year to 1 million tons. So we'll become a very competitive, very low-cost green steel producer with our primary raw material to make that steel being scrap metal, which there's abundant supplies of scrap metal in Ontario. Canada is a net exporter of steel scrap right now, so we have that raw material sitting here in Canada. We'll also be able to get it from the rest of North America. The other key component is energy. There's abundant energy supply being built out in the Ontario grid. We have enough energy already to start up. That is clean energy. And with that manufacturing footprint, that'll allow us to be a lower cost, more secure, more nimble producer that's also much greener with 70% carbon emissions. We're the only plate mill in Canada. We are critical to the future infrastructure and defense spending that the government is talking about. So we're really well positioned to participate in this future work that needs to go on in Canada.
Quickly, what's your message to investors in terms of profit and sales?
This is a stable company that is in the midst and on the precipice of a significant transformation that'll make us one of the greenest and lowest cost steel producers in North America. We are well positioned to participate in the North American market, whichever way that looks, whether it looks a Build Canada focus or a free trade in North America focus. We hope it'll actually be both, and I expect that it'll be both when the dust settles. But we're well positioned to serve North America and especially Canada going forward.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Michael Garcia is Chief Executive Officer of Algoma Steel.